Today, we are going to find out how far the new Volkswagen ID.7 Pro will go on a full charge of dough. No, that's not right. Battery. I mean battery. Yes, 77 kilowatt hours of beautifully stacked cells will propel this new Volkswagen until it excels. Okay, who wrote this? Enough puns now. Let's get on the road and see how much range the new Volkswagen ID.7 with rear-wheel drive is able to achieve. Will it impress or will it disappoint? Oh, by the way, Elton are giving away 1,000 kroners in charging every month the next 3 months. All you have to do is download the app and try it. To register in the giveaway, click the link down below. Elton is an all-in-one charging app that I use to charge this car before starting this test, and I'll use it once I get back. It's super easy, super simple, and I can highly recommend you guys trying it out. Finally, guys, we have a Volkswagen ID.7 on loan, and we're doing the range test now in winter. And we've had about a week of like mild weather, but now suddenly it's super cold again. Looking over my left shoulder at the Mjøsa Lake, it's completely frozen over and it's minus 12 degrees Celsius outside. Yeah, like 2 days ago it was like +7, and I woke up this morning and it's like minus 12. Yeah, insanely cold, and it's probably gonna get even colder as we move northward. But yeah, we've been on the road for about 15 minutes and consumption is 24.7 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, which isn't high, but it isn't low either. I mean, it's high considering this type of vehicle, but it's not that high considering the outside temperature. We've had a lot higher consumption than that in some of these electric cars. Granted, those have been large SUVs, and this is a large saloon. This is the Pro version with rear-wheel drive. There will be an all-wheel drive version later. I think they're gonna drop it like in March, but this is what is available to date. And I have to say, I've only driven this car for about an hour in total. Picked it up this morning, drove to where I started the range test, and I've driven it now for half an hour, and it is actually really good. The infotainment system is so much improved over previous generations of infotainment system from Volkswagen. I'm going to cover it completely in my review, so please be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. But what I can say already is that it has shortcuts to turn off all of these annoying assistants like lane keep assist, warning assist, or I mean speed limit assist, and attention assist. One button on the infotainment system and then I click, it's off. It's great. Yeah, massive improvement. We are now halfway in our test here in Moelv. This is where we're going to turn around because this is where the 4-lane motorway ends. They are going to build like another 30-40 kilometers northward in the next stage of motorway building here on the E6, but I don't think that's done before, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years, who knows. But when that happens, maybe we're going to extend the route just a little bit. So we're going to turn around here, and then we're going to go under the motorway here, and then we're going to enter on the other side. So let's check out the consumption. So let's go to the home screen here, and this is our average consumption thus far: 23.5 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, 109 kilometers covered, and almost an hour on the road. And considering the low temperatures of minus 13 degrees and the coldest we've seen thus far is minus 16, I don't think that is half bad. If we remember some of the large SUVs we tested in similar conditions and even colder conditions, yeah, really high consumption in some of those cars. So I think getting below 23.6 with a headwind of about 1 meter per second according to the wind map, I don't think that's half bad. If we're lucky, we're going to get it down to 23.0 once we get back to our starting point. Okay guys, we are now back at our starting point, exiting here to the Esso station where we started this test earlier today. And there are two rows of chargers here. So there's one of campfire chargers right over there, and then we have the Alpatronic chargers here, and there's a lot of ice here, so it's like driving off-road. Holy crap. But I think we're just gonna go to the campfire chargers over here because it is cold. We're not gonna get any high charging speed at all, and we have not preconditioned this battery. So let's hop into the menu here and check out the average consumption. 23.4 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. Yeah, a little bit lower than at our halfway point, but I was hoping for a little bit lower consumption. But let's back up here now, connect, and see what charging speed we now get after 2 hours on the road. Before we jump out and connect the charger, we can actually see the charging speed the car thinks we're going to get at 25% state of charge, which is the state of charge. Now, if we go into the charging menu, the car is telling us we will get 74 kilowatts now at 25%, with the battery temperature being what it is. But we could actually have started the battery preconditioning. It would have taken 39 minutes, but then we would have gotten 147 kilowatts. But the reason we don't do that in this test is because this is a standardized test we do with all the EVs we test here on the channel, and we don't precondition the battery because we're trying to get as much range as possible. And if we started preconditioning, that means higher consumption because the battery will be using energy to heat up the battery. We do that in a different test here on the channel, but so this is the same for all cars, if the car has preconditioning or not. That's why we don't use it in this test. Like at the beginning of the video, we're using the Elton charging app to start the charging. It is super simple, so link down below if you want to win 1,000 kroners worth of charging if you live in Norway, Sweden, Finland, or Denmark. Download the app and try it out, and you will be eligible to win that amount of charging this month. So we're now connected now, and the charge port is on the rear right side of the ID.7, which is a nice place to have it. So the car was saying we're going to get 74 kilowatts, and we're actually getting 81 kilowatts, so a little bit more than the car was telling us, which is not a bad thing. Now for the results, and let's find out how far this car can go on a full charge of battery under today's conditions. We take the usable capacity, 77 kilowatt hours, divided by the consumption, 23.4 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, and then subtract 3% in heat loss, gives us a theoretical range under today's conditions of 319 kilometers. And you may be thinking, hey Chris, that isn't great. The WLTP rating of this specific car is 587 kilometers. That's like a little more than half. Well, two things here. First off, really cold today, between -10 and -16 degrees Celsius, which is basically extreme conditions for most people around the world. And yes, there are going to be people in the comments who are like, oh, that's like the summer temperature on a good day where I live. And I'm like, yeah, congratulations, you who live in a cold place like that. You are the exception to the rule, because for most people, even in Norway, it is very cold. I'm from Western Norway, and -11 degrees Celsius, that is not normal temperatures in Bergen or in Stavanger or other places in Norway. It may be normal here and in Oslo and even inland, but for most people around the world, this is extreme testing. And also 120 kilometers an hour on the speedometer. Yes, the measured speed is lower because there's always a margin of error, the speed you're going compared to the speed that is shown. So the actual speed will be lower, but we're still talking about motorway speeds, constant speed. So this is like worst case scenario, right? Fast driving and really cold conditions. So getting 319 kilometers under those conditions, that is actually quite impressive. And yeah, I'm really impressed by this car. So guys, let me know what you think down below about the results of the Volkswagen ID.7. Are you impressed, or do you think it should have managed better? Let me know in the comment section down below. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below. And for more car content, as always, please subscribe. See you guys later, and goodbye.